I've got another process video now, and as you can see, we're going to have a little visitor for the most part of this layout. I'm trying to start a schedule for scrapbooking, and I really want to start putting out for you guys. That's my husband messing with my son. Anyways, I'm trying to create, a consistent schedule, so my scrapbook area is right in the middle of the house. It's, we have a very small house, so everybody's around, and so I'm just gonna start doing it when they're around. Usually I wait for my son to be napping during the day, or even my husband, when they go to bed. But I just feel like maybe I should just be doing it out, whenever I have time, and stop waiting for silence and quiet. So the point of all of that is that if you guys see my son, he's, just playing around. We're all in the same room. So he'll be probably poking and looking at stuff. If you see him, that's little baby M. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I've been picking out papers. I'm using the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection. I'm really trying to get into this one because I have so much of the papers, and they're honestly the most beautiful papers ever. I love these, so I want to use them up. And so today I'm doing a process video with mainly basically using paper. I have been inspired by Cat Martin. Look at him. He's looking at the little birds on the sheet. Oh, I love that. He's so funny. Anyways, I think it's kind of cute to see him, his little hands there playing around. I kind of like it. Whew, I'm getting way too distracted today. Anyways, so I got inspired by Cat Martin. One of her latest videos she did kind of like this, where she cut out a bunch of strips of paper and then she wrote out the word love. And I totally wanted to scrap lift that because I loved the way hers turned out. And so that's what I'm doing today. And I picked out those 4 sheets from the 12 by 12 Bloom paper pad, and I'm just free-handedly, I didn't draw anything out. I was going to, but I changed my mind. So I'm just free-handing the cutting, and I really like how it ended up because I actually thought I did a pretty good job, and I love the effect on it. So you'll see me, it took me 2 days to get this done because I decided I was going to do stitching around the word love. So I filmed in 2 different videos. But for this part, I'm going to be working in the background, and I wanted to try that stamping technique where you turn the stamp into watercolor. And so I went ahead and took my Umbrella Crafts pink. I think it's called, I'm not sure, Princess Pink. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's just this, pretty pink color, and I added some water to it, and it turned out so cute because it was so just see-through and watercolor, obviously water, but I really liked the effect. And then I did some splatters, and my son added some crackers to it, if you saw that. Anyway, so I decided to add a few more splatters too. I added yellow for this first part, and then later you'll see me adding some more. This yellow is from my recent haul. If you guys watched the video, I can link it down below. I found these spritzers from I found them at Michael's in the clearance section. I can't remember the name of the collection. Oh yeah, it's the Boho collection, and so I got the spritzer there, and it's this gorgeous, just Crayola yellow, and I like that color. Oh, and don't be afraid here, I decided that I was going to be crumpling up the letters just to give it a little dimension, give it, have them stand out a little bit, give them that extra texture to them. And I'm just, putting them on there haphazardly as I let that paint or that watercolor dry up. and I am taking that 16 tag. This picture that I'm going to be scrapbooking is one of our mini getaway that we had this past June, and so it was this year, so I decided to put that tag, and we did it for our anniversary. It was our 3-year anniversary, and we were able to go out a weekend after, and it was the first time we were ever away from our son, and it was great. We went to our favorite little corner at Laguna Beach in California, and we had a super awesome time. So I'm just cutting that picture down, and I really loved how I went from a 4x6 to about a 4x2, and it still fit the picture there perfectly. And I actually kind of liked that because I felt like with the big words, love in the background of the layout, I felt like I couldn't really fit such a big size picture, but it was such a good shot that I was able to really cut it down and still get the whole kiss effect. And of course, shout out to my hubby David. I love you, babe. So I'm just gonna take the scraps from those squares I had earlier, and I'm gonna start creating a background for the photo with those extra, strips. Then I'll also be bringing in the vellum. I had a pink vellum and white vellum, and so now I believe I'm just gonna attach that background, the photo, to that first section of the. I never know what to call this. You're layering. So yes, that's what it's called, the layering. So I'm just going to attach that there, and I'm just going to continue working on it for a bit. I'll let you guys watch. Alright, so now I'm going to start attaching the word love, and for that I'm going to be using that dimensional tape. And I'm just, just haphazardly going to be putting it kind of like where I had it already, and just enough to stick it down. When I add the stitching, it kind of loses the effect of it being like sticking out as much as it looks now. But I think it still has that good dimension to it, even if the stitching kind of attaches it down a little bit. And that V, like, now that I look at it, it's driving me crazy. I feel it's way too skinny, but the whole time I was stitching too, and I just was way too lazy to change it because I didn't want to have to keep cutting up the blue sheet. That's how bad I'm hoarding it, guys. Like, I don't want to cut into more than I need to. I don't think I've ever loved a collection so much as this one. Oh, there he is again, getting into my pencils. He loves getting into my stuff. And he normally will come in and quietly get into stuff. He just loves it, and when I'm actually working, he hates it because he just does not like the fact that he can't see what's up there. But now that he's getting bigger, he really is learning how to climb, and I'm in just so much trouble now because now he's just chasing because he's a crazy little guy. Does not know wrong from right. I love him though. He's my little baby. Anyways, so now I'm just going to be attaching this heart. I did add some Heidi Swap Mink papers that I have from a 12x12 pack that I bought, and I minked here at home. And so I'm trying to add that at the bottom as like a period, but I did a horrible job cutting up that heart. I couldn't do it. And I didn't want to have to fold the sheet, so it just didn't work. I stuck it down for a little bit, but in the end, it's not going to stay. And you see me put the picture there in the center, but that's actually not where I'm going to put it. So now I'm back on the second day. As you can see, a lot has happened. I stitched around the whole word, most of the word, except for the part where I knew I was going to put the picture. And then I teared off the edges all around the 12 by 12 sheet. And I'm using another of the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection sheet as a backing to it. And you can see here that it was kind of raised, and so there's like folds and bends in the white sheet when I stick it down. And I love that, how that ended up turning out. It really gives so much more added texture to this page, more than it already has, and I really, really like how that turned out. And most of the times, you know, I would be pretty not like, I would not like that. Like, I would like a crisp sheet, but just the way that I worked with this sheet, you know, doing the stitching and all, it kind of gave it that bend, and I really like it. So I'm bringing out some of the cut parts that are included in the Maggie Holmes 12 by 12 paper pad, and I just grabbed those sheets and cut everything out. So now I have this little bag full of kind of like ephemera of the cut parts, and it's filled with so many, like there's so many. I think there's got to be at least 35 or 40 in there, so I have plenty to work with. And I'm sticking down that V. So like I said, it probably does not stick out as much as I originally thought, but it still has that great dimension because I have that puffy tape under it. So I'm just going to be sticking, and I lost my glue. It fell behind my desk. There's no way I was going to grab it. So I went into my desk and grabbed another one. This is a lot smaller one, and that one's way easier. So I'm just sticking down a few of those little pieces, and I felt like the layout was missing something. Like, I knew I had to have another cluster somewhere else. So I decided on using the bottom left corner, and you will see me get to that spot in a second. And I added that extra little cluster because I felt like it needed something else. Those tickets I thought were pretty cute, but it kind of just got lost. I needed something a little brighter. I felt like I had too much pink in the layout. So, oh yes, before that, I'm getting ahead of myself. So before that, like I said earlier, I added some more splatters, and I always forget to cover my photo, so it's always getting stained. I gotta start doing that more often because I end up with a lot of stained photos. Shame on me, shame on me. So I'm using yellow, the Heidi Swap teal, it's called Mint, and then the Heidi Swap Shine purple that I recently got. And then, like I said, I'm looking for that extra cluster. I love that card, the Love, Love, Love. That's a really pretty one, but it's too much love. And then I went in and added some of these enamel shapes. These are from, again, the boho collection from Michaels. And I ended up just keeping 2 of them. I also tried these rubber shapes from the Bloom collection, but again, it was just way too much pink. So I went into the washi sheet and found half a strip that I had previously used, and it says "With all my heart," and I put it there originally, but in the end photos you guys will see that that's at the bottom, and I include it as my title instead of tucking it under the photo. And so there I am in that corner. I just added 3 little ephemeras, stacked them up, stapled them up, and just kept the colors. I brought in some yellow and then some gray. It's like a bluish gray, and then the pink. So that was a good spot. I really like that little corner. And I finished it off partially with this U from some thickers that I have. I really can't remember the name. But that's my oven. It just turned off. So then I'm just adding that. And then in the final pictures, you guys will see that I added a few more details to that L using the same glitter thickers. And then also to the right of the photo, I'm going to add some fringe from some of the ephemera that I have cut out to the side. And I didn't include that in the video, but it is in the final pictures. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because you will see that in the end. And all in all, I felt like it took me a really long time to get this done, but I really like it. I gotta say, I really like this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the close-ups. Bye-bye.